Collateral. It was Cade's third visit to the Imperial clerk today. This can't be the final verdict. The boy was saving his friend from an assault. Cade began again, grasping for a new angle. Legally, it wasn't Don't be absurd! It was... Ugh! Cade wanted to strangle him. The clerk stepped back, his palms facing Cade. It was a husband taking his marital privileges with his wife. The clerk made a face. Disgust, but it straightened. I'm sorry, Cade. The boy had no right to attack Joom, and as I recall, the girl was untarnished. Untarnished? Cade roared. Far away at the Tasso's camp, Rohma approached Dex's sleeping body. He seemed a third his normal size. She rested her hand on his, and immediately his dreams unrolled themselves for her. She saw the attack again and again, 1,000 different ways, the things Dex could have done, the things he did, the things that he feared would happen. When she let go, she could taste the dirt in his mouth, taste the floor where his face had been pressed. She turned away, biting down a sob, alone again. The stink of the old blood still lingered in the air, and outside, smoke rolled skyward in a slow column from a departing train. There was no evidence of carnal trespass, the clerk said, sounding nearly apologetic. Cade froze, stunned. You call that untarnished? She'd lost her leg. Cade. We've been through this, the clerk breathed deep, regaining his presence. The girl didn't lose her leg until after the boy attacked. Sifis claims it was an accident. Joom was trying to defend himself in his own tent from an attacker. The clerk explained again. You believe that? Isn't Joom himself going to the north now as a murderer? Those are two separate issues, Cade. Sifis has contacts with some of the most powerful guilds in the kingdom. I must treat them with impartiality and without bias. Even though Joom is going north, to leave the boy unpunished undermines the safety of all the guild camps during festival. Impartiality, Cade stammered, enraged. The Imperial Court bends to guilds? He shouted. There cannot be any hint of war at festival. The Imperial clerk stepped close. His hand squeezed Cade's shoulder. He whispered, The Empire bends to guilds. You know this as well as I do. I've done my best for your boy, but he goes to the north. I can't accept this. My Dex is beaten. Drei will lose a leg. Cade shrugged, exhausted. He hadn't slept. Cade, we've been friends. The clerk leaned closer, whispering again, but this time a firm command. Let this go. Cade stepped back, his words a quiet plea. You are sending a boy, my boy, to the north. You are sending him in the same deployment with Joom? Cade paused, his fist tight, then he laughed bitterly. Who do you think will make the kill? I think it'll be my boy. His smile evaporated. Give me a year. Give him a year. He will go. When he is a man, not yet. Cade reached out, grabbing his hand. Cade's eyes betrayed the rage and sorrow. Viren, not yet. The Imperial clerk, Viren, snatched his hand away, glaring at Cade, but he nodded. Not yet. He altered the paperwork, handing a receipt to Cade. In 1 year, your boy, Dex Cade, will serve 5 years in the north, and I will hear no more of this. She wiped her face. Focus. She had to separate his emotions from hers. Smoke rose on the horizon. Somewhere, far from the walls of power, the wind stirred canvas. Somewhere, far from the halls of power, the wind stirred canvas and whispered through the bones of a quiet tent. In its hush, Rohma did not speak. She only held on. Dex still hadn't woken. When she touched him again, she pushed herself deep into the tether of his emotions. not to absorb them, but to observe. She centered herself in the cool gap between them, like watching reflections on water. The grief was sharp, the guilt screamed. But she held herself still, letting all of that rush past her. It would not touch her this time. Her control was growing. She waited for him to wake, her hands folded in her lap for meditation. Dex woke in a tent, a medical one by the smell. His whole body ached. His eyes opened, and he looked at the details of the canvas now hung from the nearest center pole. The details didn't matter, but holding his eyes open erased the image smeared into his mind. Drei, the blood around her, how far away she was. I'm not ready to live in a world without her. He felt himself grasp at how real that possibility was. He failed her. He knew it viscerally. Every fiber of his body rejected his existence. He went to save her, and he wounded the bastard. Yes, dropped him. He was defenseless for a moment. That sacred moment when he should have plunged his sword into his eye socket. Instead, he spoke. He told her to leave. Stupid. Rohma was holding his hand. He acknowledged it, but wasn't ready to meet anyone's eye. She let his emotions rush through her again, but slowed them. Breathing through his pain, Rohma had been waiting for this moment. She had practiced over and over while he slept, absorbed his nightmares, tempered them. Now she could hold his emotions just out of reach of her own. She could see his words just before they were spoken. You woke, she said, smiling. Just a fact. Drei? Dex asked, unmoving, ready to be crushed. It's not good. They put her on a train. Rohma pushed her hand to his chest. Calm. A cooling sense of peace eased his muscles and mind. Drei lived. That was good. Don't! He pushed her hand from his chest. Tell me all of it, Rohma. And don't you dare. Don't take. He trembled and silenced himself before any more emotion escaped. Rohma felt the rage. At her? She was surprised for a moment. She just wanted to take the pain. Her leg. She would have died if they left it, or, well, Rohma swallowed. It's going to have to come off. But Kate says that if she goes south, she can learn to be a doctor. She'll be safe from Joom. Dex nodded, breathing hard. When will she be back? Rohma shrugged. Years? Dex slumped, his face crumpling. He turned slightly, not wanting to meet Rohma's eyes. His cheeks burned. She's alive, Dex. Rohma held his hand. Her heart pounded, not wanting to drop another burden on him. But you're in some trouble. She squeezed his hand. Cade? Dex shook his head, confused and overwhelmed. He doesn't want me? No, Cade loves you. Rohma squeezed his hand and tried to meet his eyes. She knew this as clearly as the color of the sky, and he needed to understand. Dex only nodded, sadly. Then what? Syphis. They blamed you for everything. Drei, she wasn't speaking, and you were out. Rohma talked about guild laws, fair, unforgiving. Camp safety was sacred. It could have meant death, but Dex didn't care. Maybe it was what he deserved. I should have killed him, Dex mumbled. Cade got it reduced. 5 years up north. Rohma tried to sound encouraged, but it felt impossible. It's fine. Dex sighed at the canopy. No, it's not, Dex. You had to go in. We can fight this, but you have to help. Rohma reached for his chin to turn his head towards her, the impulse to reach inside him overwhelming. Dex slapped her hand away. Don't touch me. Don't soothe me. Dex knew her talent, but the idea of her simply erasing this pain felt like a crime. Rohma, I deserve this. I was wrong. You weren't. Leave, Dex. She didn't argue. She slipped from the tent and let the flap fall closed behind her. Outside, The wind had changed. The sun was lowering and the sky carried the thin, bitter burn of engine smoke. In the distance, the train crested the last visible hill, its smokestack pouring steam like a wound exhaling. That was the one carrying Drei away. Rohma dropped to her knees in the dirt, the cold sinking fast through her palms. She couldn't stop shaking. Her family was breaking apart in front of her. Drei gone, Dex unraveling, and Cade fighting an empire who didn't care who bled. She had tried. She'd held them. She'd done everything she was supposed to, and it wasn't enough. The future waiting on the horizon was darker than anything any of them knew, and it was coming fast. Drei woke with a jolt in the train. She could smell blood, her own. Metal clattered beneath her, rhythmic and endless. A scent hung heavy on the air, close as breath. It sat over the smell of blood, a smoke or incense, fragrant but alarming. Fingers touched her cheek, steady, gloved. She wasn't sure they were real. "Where?" The word tore out, broken and dry. The face above her didn't flinch. It was an imperial herbalist, their name for a mystic trained specifically to reduce pain. She'd seen them before, but never heard one speak. The cool eyes met hers, emotionless, like glass, a mirror. A chill rolled through her chest. It was unnatural. From somewhere to her right, a woman spoke coolly. "Hello, Drei. Don't move. I am Dr. Emil Renzovsky. Your guild master has left you in my care." The voice paused. The accent was musical, the words soft, though they didn't fully make sense. Drei drifted. The pain was far away. Her awareness flickered. Memories of dreams merged with reality. She had so many questions, but she couldn't sort which were real. The voice continued, cool and beautiful. "We are on our way to Zeran. Your leg will be removed. You will be given a prosthetic, and then you will train as a doctor. After that, you will serve the kingdom of Tavascan for a year. I may need to remove your leg before then, but I prefer not to." "Don't, please," Drei started, wanting to beg for mercy. She was terrified of the future that suddenly lay before her, a path impossible to walk. "Make her sleep," the voice commanded to the silent herbalist. And then she slept. Like falling into abyss, she drifted.